addiction was been my main thing, but I mean, quite often there's a substitute for me not dealing with my underlying issues, particularly to do with my family. My relationship with my father and my father's relationship with our entire family has been extremely fraught and difficult over the years. I think that I did an awful lot of displacement activity growing up. First of all, getting into punk rock, which was and is great. But I think there is an argument to be made that I went and toured as much as humanly possible because I was attempting to not have to go home and think about certain things. And then later in life, I always, and I hate this expression, but I'm going to use it for that reason, like to party, and have a drink and everything. And then in my sort of early 30s, that crossed a line from being recreational to being medical. I grew up in a conservative English family, and then I started listening to Henry Rollins. So I am kind of like, pretty naturally just predisposed to not talk about my feelings. Do you know what I mean? It's like, couldn't really have like had a more reticent 1-2 for a start in life. So it took a long, long time for me to even sort of countenance the idea of therapy of any kind. But my partner told me about this thing called CBT, cognitive behavioral therapy, which I'd not heard of before because I didn't know very much about that world. And I think the appeal of it, both in the way she described it and the way it actually was in the final analysis, was it's extremely kind of hands-on, practical. It's not necessarily sort of the stereotype of lying on a couch and talking about your dad for 5 years. It's more just like, what are the decisions you wish you didn't make, and let's look at why you're making those decisions, and what are the behavioral pathways that you want to get out of, and so on. And so I started doing CBT therapy, and it was very, very, very effective very quickly for me. I think part of that has to do with the fact that in my heart of hearts, I knew that I needed to do something about the way that I was behaving. I do think you need to have that kind of underlying willingness before anything else can happen.